Just hang on a sec there, I'm just picking something up. So you know what this recogniser section is. Obviously there's your heater control setup on there. Pipe in and out, etc. Right, and what we got when we did some inspection on this manifold is this end obviously is the water passage from the return of your radiator. It comes all the way through here, in and out. There's your obviously your on and off status there, which I know you'll know what it is. In through there from the heater radiator down into there. That kind of screws onto the end of the manifold and it all goes in, which is fundamentally how it works, which is quite simple when you look at it. But when I was having a quick look at this and in this top piece, I had a quick check of this tunnel through here, because also at the other end the ridiculous piece of tubing that they put on there from the factory original, which was never ever going to work, but they put it anyway. The modification for that is just, if I can see it, half-inch PSP pipe. This is a stainless steel version, which I got this from Chris Witters. He's supplying these at the moment. You can put steel ones in there. This is I don't know, it's a nice looking union. Not overly expensive. You know, steel will be fine as long as you run antifreeze in it. You know, everybody remember antifreeze stops corrosion. I'm going to put that in the other end, which I haven't done yet. But while we were doing all that, and while I'm poking around in there, I couldn't. It was really blocked. It was solid with rust crap. So I got a big long drill. What I've got, about the same size, drilled into it, and all it was pulling was this crap, rusty, awful crap out. And I got down as far as I could with my drill, which won't go all the way through this manifold, and it's still the same. It's just not no signs of clearing like so. I got to thinking, I wonder if it's blocked all the way through, and in this section here, because what went on here was this thing. I can recognise it just bolts in there, and I was convinced it was, and I thought, right, without this the heater's going to be crap, the water flow will flow, and then you'll be saying there's no heater don't work in this thing, and we're jumping at this control unit. Oh, it must be the control unit. Well, if that is blocked, that's the return back to the engine. You get no fuel, no flow through there. So I then decided, with no choice but to remove this nut off the end. And when you remove that nut, this is what you get. I'll bring it up close so you can kind of hopefully see. It's just rusted through, completely rotted away, and it breaks, which is pretty well what I expected it to do. So, you know, I wasn't in a shop there, and I was coming up with a different idea of doing it. So I was looking into it. It was thoroughly blocked in. Sorry, jumping the gun a bit there. That was blocked solid all the way through. There was no water flow ever going to go through there, so we're never going to have a decent heater. So we had to take this off. So I'll just bring the camera down here to the front of the manifold so you can kind of see what I'm talking about there, and we can point it in if you like. Bring it in. Right, what you'll normally see is the end of your manifold is fundamentally goes on that way, and that's the nut you see. Right? Well, obviously inside there, completely blocked, all in there. That's the water passage, return back to the actually goes into the thermostat housing, doesn't it? And yeah, it does, yeah. And it's got to come off. So anyway, we undid it. It broke off like I thought it would do. There's absolutely nothing left. It's a type of Banjo bolt, but by definition the Banjos are these, they're drilled out in the centre, you know, so you've not got any, it's not like a solid bolt, is it, as such, you know, and it doesn't take an awful lot, especially when you do antifreeze in. You know, we're looking at this one here, you can see how it's all drilled out. That's the passage of to allow passage of water, that's its design, water or air, and it just basically just snaps off. Obviously it snaps off in the end of there. So we had the problem then of drilling it out, getting it out. Now what we came up with was this design here, which is what I've come up with to remedy this. I've just made it up on the lathe there. And the reason I've gone this way is we can screw that in there. This goes in there nicely. Tightens up. I've remade a new nut for it, which is going to go on there. So if we just put that in that side there, it's a nice good fit on there, purely because it helps out with the sealing, and that goes in there like so. So we'll have, you know, this setup, if you like, hopefully all nice and neat and everybody happy. And the reason I've gone that way is, you know, a few years down the line, we've got an issue. Maybe it's blocked, or we're not sure, or the heater control valve packs up inside. You know, they do break. This is in pretty good condition. I'm going to blast it and reuse it. I don't believe in buying new for the sake of buying new, and things can be perfectly serviceable. So if ever I want to take that off, it's seized in there, it's broke, or I'm worried about it being, how can I say, blocked up with any form of crap that still might be in that old engine. What I should be doing then is just taking off this cap nut at the end, pulling that section off there. I'll be able to clean it out, won't I? Clean it, blow it through, you know, you name it, without having to move this. Now there's a chance this is only an aluminium, steel into aluminium, just like what that is. It just rots through, locks in there, seizes in, you can't get it out, you end up breaking it and you have to try and drill out again. Well, that's already been drilled out once, it probably wouldn't stand it again. In material wise, there's not enough material in that aluminium there to stand it again, so it won't be a problem. All that is, that goes in there, you know, when I'm ready to put it in there, which I'm not quite yet. I'll put that in there, tighten it up. I'll use Loctite, lock and seal rather than a Loctite, to help seal all the threads up, etc. Little fibre washer in the end. I've also got a little O-ring there I'm playing with at the moment. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to use it or not, but we are playing with it at the moment. So then that'll be in there, permanent fixture. If ever we want to change this, or if I have any problems with these, all I've got to do is undo this cap nut, which will be put in there with a anti-seize compound, tightened up on there, bingo, job done. I never have to disturb that again, and hopefully that will last forever. And that's the kind of way I'm going with it. It's yeah, I can do this because I've got a lathe. I don't show the machining process because it's quite drawn out, and I've not actually done this modification is being developed as I'm doing it, kind of thing, you know. So let me pull the camera back again so you can kind of see where my description is. You know, I'll show this section. Like I say, machining side is, you know, I have to think about machining. I'm not a machinist. I have to think about what I'm doing. I'm developing it as I go. I don't want to wreck the manifold, you know, by making a silly mistake. So I really focus and concentrate on what I'm doing. The setup is, you know, as you can see it there. Let me just say, it's out there. It's held between two centres in the lathe, really. The reason I've got it that way is obviously everything I do is lined up and it's square, perpendicular, and all the rest of it. So, you know, I just thought about, you know, I mentioned that because no matter what, I think pretty well any one of these, unless you've had a fastidious owner who's always flushed out his coolant system and used antifreeze at all times, they're all going to be the same. So there's no point in trying to see if I can get another manifold, and I think it's just going to be exactly the same. So no matter what you got, so I think what you've got to do is got to come out, got to be modified, and I think this might just be a decent way of doing it. Always have its flexibility to remove it easily. So, you know, that's fundamentally what we're up to so far. I've just got to drill and tap the other end, which is, that's nothing, it's just half-inch BSP coupling to go in, and just I've got to drill it out. Same basic setup again on the lathe. Drill it from there, etc. Tap it and just screw that one in, and then I can refit. Well, I'll sandblast the manifold and etc. to make it nice, and then that'll be that. So just a little segment, like I'm trying to say, on this restaurant. There's a lot of small jobs being done now, so you know, it's just I'll be updating these videos as I feel any interesting information might come on, or you know, something that might be of interest to anyone else. So anyone else who's got these problems, oh sorry, this type of engine, whether it's a Vitesse or whether it's the Triumph 2000 or whether it's the PI or whatever, and numerous others from British Leyland origin. You know, while you've got your engine out and you need to do some work on it, just check that pipe there is all the way nice and clear all the way through, and I'm pretty sure a lot of these will be blocked. Not all of them, but I think a lot of them are going to be blocked. So, you know, if you want a heater in your car, I know we don't go out that often in the winter, but you know, you need a demist, you need heating in there to get it sort of, you know, things dried out and what have you. And you know, think about this, check this before you start throwing all your engine back together and hoping for the best. And that's probably a modification that, you know, you may have to consider getting done, like, you know. So I think that's that little bit, and I'll be back again with the next little bits. We've still got more wiring loom to finish off, because I'm refurbishing the wiring looms, and then you know, that's one more stage closer to the job done. So thanks again for watching. You know, anybody ask a question about that, I'll try my best. You know, I always try and answer as many as the comments as people ask, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.